Shalom, shalom, everybody. It's your brother Yaakov. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Things happen. When they say life happens, but all praise to the Most High. We here right now. Let's get it in. I want to talk about something that's always near and dear to my heart, right along with the ones that I called out last week as being like the foundation of what I talk about just valuing yourself at your true worth as a child of the Most High and not letting anybody treat you as less. Not allowing that for real. But this is another one that people often get misconstrued. You know, like, definitely you will know a child of the Most High by their fruits, but there's some things that people carnally think is a fruit, that if you don't have this, then you can't be possibly a child of the Most High. But let's get into these scriptures and get a little clarity on that, because the real thing, what they say, peace of mind, is the real bag. So let's get into these scriptures. Proverbs 12:9. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread. Good News Translation. It is better to be an ordinary person working for a living than to play the part of someone great but go hungry. So it's basically somebody who's playing a role and pumping themselves up to be more than what they really are. And it's saying it's better to be, you know, like lightly esteemed and people don't even think of you as anyone special, but you are taken care of, your needs are met, than to be somebody who puts yourself out there as a great person, or as a, these days everybody want to be a celebrity, whether it be on the internet or whether it be in real life or wherever the case may be. But these people behind doors, they inboxing people trying to do something for a piece of change so they could keep that illusion up that they've been painting and putting before everybody, you know. A lot of it's not real. A lot of it is smoke and mirrors. I'm here to tell you. I know firsthand. We're not going to get into that, though. We're going to stay with the scriptures. This is Proverbs 12:11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. Good News Translation. A hard-working farmer has plenty to eat, but it is stupid to waste your time on useless projects. Like, some people don't want to work. It's like, I'm all for somebody chasing their dreams. I'm the last person to tell somebody don't chase their dream. But in the meantime, in between time, you got to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be sitting around doing nothing while you waiting for your dream to come to fruition. Sorry, I'm scratching my leg. A mosquito got me. And my mom used to always say don't scratch them, but that's one thing I need a little help with. Good News Translation. A hard-working farmer has plenty to eat, but it is stupid to waste your time on useless projects. Amplified Bible. He that tilleth his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless things lacks common sense and good judgment. Like, you don't want to work because you just know in your mind you're going to be a star one day, or you're going to be somebody one day. Well, in the meantime, in between time, brother or sister, them bills is still coming in, so what you going to do about that? They don't want to hear how big of a star you're going to be one day. Trust me, I know. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. This is Proverbs 15:17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. A bowl of vegetables with someone you love is better than steak with someone you hate. I seen a meme that said, I'd rather have crumbs with bums than steaks with snakes. And that's the truth. I'd rather just eat my Greek salad with people I love than to be around people that I'm not fond of and had to fake it and fake smile and fake laughing and fake, you know, whatever, just being fake just for the sake of a couple dollars or for the sake of then that you have nice things. Like, I seen a meme the other day, and I'm a big fan of memes if you haven't noticed that already. Saw a meme that said a Mercedes-Benz is not a symbol of success if you're driving it every day to a job you hate. And that's so ironic because I used to have a Mercedes-Benz. And I didn't drive it, but I got driven in it to places I hated all the time. And I was not happy. And, you know, saying sometimes now I'm catching the, what they call it, the Tarman Antoine, MTA, public transportation. Be happier doing that, or Uber and Lyft. Be happier doing that than to be chauffeured in your own whip There's somewhere you don't want to go. Catch an Uber and a Lyft to somewhere you do want to go. It's peace of mind. That's what it's about, man. And that's what, let's get that. Matter of fact, I didn't write that down, but I'm about to read something real quick. If y'all give me a second. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I didn't want to keep y'all waiting while I did that. I wasn't that long, but I'm not that patient. I wouldn't want to sit and wait. So I had the same consideration for everybody out there that I had for myself. This is Galatians in the New Testament, chapter 5, verse 22. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. So peace is one of the major components of the actual fruits of the Spirit. You know, some people would say somebody don't have the fruits of the Spirit because they not rich. But I ain't even see that mentioned, for real. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being rich. We want to get a verse on that, actually, before we get out of here. Trust and believe. But I'm just saying. And let me get this one, peace. This one came up easily. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 15. It says, let the peace of Elohim rule in your hearts, to the which you are called in one body and are thankful. So the peace is supposed to rule your heart. So if you don't feel peace, you ain't even supposed to do that, for real. I wish I'd have knew that. This is stuff I wish I'd have known sooner, you know, but I know it now, and all praises to the Most High for that. And that's all we can do. We can't take back the past. All we can do is move forward in the way that we're supposed to go. This is Proverbs 16:8. Better is little with righteousness than great revenues without right. So you can have great riches without right, but it's better to have a little bit with righteousness, and you know you're in right standing with the Most High. This is the Amplified Bible. Better is a little with righteousness than great income gained with injustice. You frauded somebody to get that income. You did something that you know was wrong against your morals and principles. To get that, you can't really even enjoy it because you know what happened. You know what you did to get it. That's why you see a lot of miserable rich people, you know. This is Proverbs 15:16. Better is little with the fear of Yah than great treasure and trouble therewith. New Living Translation. Better to have little with the fear of Yah than to have great treasure and inner turmoil. Now, I'm the poster child for that. Well, I thank the Most High. He's giving me his peace now as I'm, you know, like doing my best to walk in his ways. But I was the poster child for that back in the day. Contemporary English version. It is better to obey Yah and have only a little than to be very rich and terribly anxious. That anxiety, boy, ain't no joke. I'm here to tell you. You know, that just described my former life to a T. Although I never was rich, for real. I never was very rich. I would say I probably was comfortable that I could get stuff and not have to be in terrible dread that my bills wasn't going to get paid, but I've never been rich. I've never even had $1 million, like, just to be totally honest with everybody. I probably should have. Somebody probably, I'm not even going to get in that. What do we always say? I digress. Stick to the scriptures. And I say it all the time, like, I can take little to no credit. As much as I would love to, when people say, oh, you're so strong to walk away from your former life, like it wasn't nothing about me being strong. It was about a meme that I saw that said, when the Most High wants you to move, he will make you uncomfortable. So the fact that he didn't want me there, he made me super uncomfortable, you know. And he allowed it to get to the point where so I couldn't take it anymore. And even though it looked good on the surface, what dude I used to hang with used to quote some pimp, say, I know it looked glamour-like to you. But it wasn't nothing glamorous about it behind the scenes, man. That's why in the New Testament, in the book of John 7:24, it says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. New Living Translation says, look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly. A lot of people just stop at the judge not. They don't go to the rest of the verse, you know. But we supposed to judge. But we supposed to judge righteously and correctly. And that's what it says right here. side note, but important side note, popular doctrine that people always like to say. You know, I always like putting holes in theories and stuff like that whenever I get the chance. Not just what we see on the surface is what we're supposed to judge by. We're supposed to do our research and really get into it and see what's really going on. Even Jay-Z said on one of my favorite songs by him back in the day, I was a fan of him like the first couple of albums. He said, how can you fairly assess something from the outside looking in? Majority of the time you'll be wrong, right? And even with that, if you listen to the audio, you'll see that he said the majority of the time you'll be wrong. But on when they wrote the lyrics out, they even misquoted that. So you really got to do your research with everything. And that's just a prime example. All the lyric sheets I see got that written wrong. That's why it pays to always read and research for yourself. This is Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the world and lose his own soul? New Living Translation. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? There was a time where I didn't even know myself because the inner turmoil that was spoken of in Proverbs 15 and 16 was so great. You know, like I do an interview, and when it come on TV, like I would be anxious to see what I said because I didn't remember. I was just like probably talking out my head. But all praise to the Most High, ain't let me sound too crazy. But that's how deep that inner turmoil can be. The contemporary English version calls it anxiety. But let's get the definition of turmoil first. It's a noun, a state of great disturbance, confusion, or uncertainty. Let's get the definition for anxiety. A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. And that's what I struggled with during those times. All of that. And then some. This is Proverbs 42 and 5, and this is the answer for all that. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted, which is another word for anxious and in turmoil, in me? Hope thou in Elohim, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. Amplified Bible. Why are you in despair, O my soul? And why have you become restless and disturbed within me? Ain't that what we was just reading in them definitions? Hope in Elohim and wait expectantly for him, for I shall again praise him for the help of his presence. So that's what's going to make things better. His presence. Not no money, not no clout, not no fame, none of that. That's what's going to make things better. The Most High's presence. When you do things that's pleasing to him, that's how you evoke his presence. And how can you ask him for his help if you're doing things that you know it's not what he wants you to do, or you not doing the things that you know he wants you to do, you know? I don't know, some people that might don't bother their conscience, but somebody like me, that would bother my conscience. Like you ask somebody for something, you know they ask you to do something and you didn't do it, but then you ask them for something. Like I feel bad if I send somebody some text messages and they have already sent me something and I haven't responded to this. But a lot of people don't feel that way. People would totally ignore the stuff you send them and send you 10 million things and then ask you, did you see it? I want cuss. But I'm not going to. I don't want to distract nobody, even though we can do a lesson on that. Just like I said before, Pastor Dow says it's different between cursing and cussing. But I want cuss when I talk about that, because that definitely grinds my gears when people do that. But I don't think it's on purpose. I don't think it's malicious, but it's just very irritating. Now, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Different people have different purposes in life. And check out this disclaimer before we get out of here. This is the last thing before we get out of here. So nobody don't think, oh, you hating on people that got money. Oh, you hating on rich people. We always bring this one out whenever we talk about that. Sirach, chapter 13, verse 24. Good News Translation. There is nothing wrong with being rich if you haven't sinned to get that way. But here go the catch. Here go the kicker. But there is nothing sinful about being poor either. Only the ungodly think so. So if you think it's something sinful about being poor, you might want to check yourself. And with that being said, get out of here. Much love. Shalom, shalom. Most High willing, we'll get together again real soon.